That's probably what happened. Yeah. He was in that limo. Was like,
Beast.
fucking. All right, shut up. Let's bring it in.
Give me the beach.
Oh man.
I ain't gonna say after that story, I can't say what's on my mind right now. Shout out to Brotherhood.
To the wingman.
That's it. To the wingman.
To the wingman.
To the wingman.
Don't want to be him.
Cheers.
Lady in that wheelchair is around me.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, fellas. Once again, we are back. This is the Wash Podcast, where everyday guys talk about everyday shit. Cody, how you doing, brother?
Shit, I'm here. I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Long day and a long week.
Shit, girls basketball kicking my ass. It's
that
about
coach.
to, about to
That
get
coach
real.
life.
But you making gains though.
Very much so. It's about to get real though.
I was about to get real. Like, it ain't been real the whole time.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to have some girls ranked around this motherfucker.
There you go.
Shit, there it is.
You know what I mean?
So I know you. You're like about to get real. Like you haven't been putting in all this work so far. Like,
But it's more to it than people think.
Yeah.
You know, like I just wanted to be a coach. I didn't want everything else that came with it.
No, you gotta be a psychologist. You gotta be.
Yeah, so.
How you doing, J. Carey, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. I'm good. Yeah, just living life, man. Taking it easy, cause shit ain't easy and slow out there. Shit is fast out there.
What's going on?
It's just, hey, man, these markets, and it's just, yeah.
Dre, brother, how you doing, man? Your stories is a little.
Hey,
you stressed?
I am great. I am fan-fucking-tastic. My apologies to my brothers at the table, but I'm having a great time.
Oh, this nigga's happy.
My ass have the nerve to be happy. No, man, came back from vacay, refreshed.
There you go.
Getting back into it now.
Maybe that's it. I need a
So-
vacay.
Yes, you do.
I think
All
this
y'all
pod is a little different with me asking y'all how y'all doing. Because there's this thought that I wonder as men, are we expected to do way more than we can handle? You know what I mean? Like I get around a lot of my male friends and I'm like, yo man, how you doing? Oh man. What's wrong?
Damn.
You know what I mean? And then J. Carey, I want you to start us off because you kind of gave the answer that I get the most. Hey man, you know what it is, man. You know how it go.
That's the black answer, man. I'm trying to get like
Trying
you.
to be like you,
yeah,
brother.
I'm trying to be like you.
My favorite answer sometimes though. Shit, just same shit, different day, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Shit,
Taking it day by day.
I can't call it.
Can't call it. I'm above water.
but some days it really is like that.
Yeah.
Like
You're just happy just to be alive.
I could be
alive.
happy. Maybe I don't say it like Dre,
Right.
Because I also didn't just come back from vacation.
So-
you feel me?
San Diego.
I want to go here with it first because you kind of lean into it. Dre, you said you had a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Took the kids on vacation, had a great time and all that. Do you think that answer most guys give, is it because of their living situation? Because it sounds like your living situation is on a level, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm playing with my kids, wife, all that kind of stuff. There was one pod we were talking about working with our significant other. And I think you were the main one that was like, I love working with my wife. You know what I mean? It's just an amazing situation across the board. What do you think?
Well, it's funny you fucking said that. So I feel great that vacation came at a time it was needed. It was one of the, I remember we talked about the mental health episode, and it's probably like a month ago where I was driving. I was like, I think I'm having a little bit of anxiety right now, because there was just so much on my plate. So there's so much on my plate. There's
You
so
smoke
much.
weed?
Nah.
Oh, shit.
But there's so much on my plate. There's so much on my wife's plate. Really more on my wife's plate. Plus, we can't let that shit show. I'll take care of the kids. Like, some had to give, so that vacation came right on time.
Right.
Yeah. But that's why I can say that.
So in a sense, there was a living situation that happened in that lifestyle that caused you to exhale, like Whitney Houston would say. It was a breather. It was a breath of fresh air. It was a break from it all.
From the routine, yeah.
So I think that was you, Cutter. That was just saying that we can't allow us to see. We can't show our emotions. I think we've all said it a lot on this pod that a man is not allowed to show his expectation. He got to come home and be ready to go. Kids, let's play. Dad's home. Let's go.
I could say how we just started off, how we doing. Some will give that bullshit answer, so the conversation doesn't have to keep going.
Okay, I can see
You
that.
know, like what if something's really going on? Now I really got to sit there and tell you everything. And if you're really intrigued on what I'm talking about, you're gonna feed into everything I'm saying.
Right.
But now if I be like, shit, you know, I'm good. I mean, just vice versa, however you put it. That one way is gonna be you're setting yourself to talk a lot, and you say you don't like stories, so that's a story, right? Or it's just give that simple answer where a nigga gonna be like, shit, that's the same answer I'm gonna give him, so I ain't gotta worry about really conversing now. We got the 2 cents out. It's like, you know, opening up for a second, but not too much.
So Jay Carey, I want to bring it around to you. Let's stay right there. So kind of what Cutter was saying is, I've heard this before, how most men will answer that, oh, I'm cool, or you know how it is. Is it, one, they're reaching for you to say, hey, ask about my life because I'm not okay. Or two, it's like, man, I don't feel like talking. So,
I mean, yeah, it could be that. Just like what Dre said, like if I come to the realization like I'm anxious, I gotta go make a change, do something. Yes, I come to that all the time. But if it's just, you know, a lot of times, especially in the industry I'm in, you know, finance, a lot of that shit is mundane.
right.
It's day in, day out, you know? So that's why I give the answer that I give. Now, if you ask me about, you know, some shit that I like or some shit that I'm passionate about, okay, then I'm gonna give a different answer. But at the base level, if I'm okay, I'm gonna tell you I'm okay.
So that's my question. As a man, do you feel like you're supposed to be base level okay? Are you supposed to stay there? Are you allowed to go below that?
Hey man, look, I have my days where I'm not okay. Now, me not being okay can't get in the way of my responsibilities. That's just how I'm wired.
Okay.
Now, I know some people might be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go ahead and take a pause, I'm gonna take a break. Responsibilities, you sit down, I'm gonna go, like, I can't do that. I'm not wired that way. So, maybe that's not healthy.
You just got to do it all.
probably
But when you're
is.
used to doing it like that, it doesn't matter to you if it's healthy or not.
But why? So right there, Cutter, why do you feel like you're used to, like, it shouldn't be a norm is what I think Jay Carey was trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when you're used to something, you know what I'm saying? You're used
Well,
to
why
just,
get used to being mundane?
fuck, nigga.
I don't think let's go back to the expectations, right? Shit gets mundane, like we're not supposed to show
Emotions.
emotion, whatever. That is the expectation of us.
Why?
Like,
So why can now I'm used to it. So why do something different? Because now if I'm opening up, now you're gonna open up more to me. And what I don't want
don't
that.
wanna hear
I
that.
didn't want that. I didn't want
I
that.
don't want to hear what the fuck you
Trying
guys
to
are
shut down
saying.
the conversation.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, you ain't supposed to have emotion. So, I mean, we're a different core fellas. Like, we ask, like, nigga, you good? You know what I mean? That's different. But 9 times out of 10, most niggas can't do that with their friends. Because, are you going to judge me now, my dude? Because I got a little soft side on certain shit. You know what I mean? Something didn't happen right, can I just call you and you be like, oh man, you good, you know what I'm saying? Give me a little pick me up, or you're gonna be like, nigga, you a cram. You know what I mean? Like, what type of.
So then that brings up expectations that we, as men, we feel like we need to be this way. And now I'm seeing as men, we don't reach out saying, hey, shit, I'm not okay. I've been put in this box that I can't do anything. That's what I'm getting. No?
You're right.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead,
I
JK.
think times are changing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, like Dre said, that's that self-awareness. Like if you know you sitting in the car or whatever, and your shit pounding, and you don't have the radio on, like there's something's wrong.
Right.
Now, years ago, we might have been like, fuck it, power through it. I'm gonna just go hit the bar or whatever.
Power.
But nowadays, it's like, yeah, no, I don't feel good.
All right.
So, times are changing.
So,
I am different in that, and like I said, it's not fucking healthy. but, and it's it's a mindset that I still have to work on, that I still have to shake. I don't like to burden people. I take other people's burdens on. But if I'm like calling in like, KP, bro, I'm about to cry real bad. Like, I don't know if I could do that, even if I should.
I think that's a good point right there. Hold on, I got one right to you, Dre. The birding people. I'm that way. I literally will go in a completely different direction. Like, nah, I don't want to mess with old boy. I don't want to, be an issue with him. Like, it's like to a point where I'm like, I'll tiptoe like around my own house if someone's there. Like, I don't want to bother nobody.
Because
Instead
some people
of thinking it's my house.
but some people could just look at you and be like, yeah, something's off.
Well, yeah, you can't hide it. Yeah.
And that's where you're going, like, I'm hiding away from you because now if I see you, it's going to come out because you're going to be like, no, I can tell something's going on, or you're not feeling a certain way. I can just look at you, and I mean, it's obvious. I mean, you can't get rid of shit like that. You know what I mean? You could, what they say, you wear your shoulder, what
Heart on your sleeve.
Yeah, and I mean, some people can tell right off back. Like, if you just smiley all the fucking time, then that's different. You could really hold it in, but
that could be something too, though. Like, if you smiley all the
I cut
time.
you off, Dre.
So-
What was you gonna say?
Your question to Cutter was why,
Yeah.
right? So, and for lack of a better term, I like what you said, burden, right? We shouldering these burdens, but why do we do that? We got to stop acting like we don't operate within the rules of society.
Like humans.
Why do we do this? Because
I was trying to find something, but I couldn't.
that's what society has dictated we do.
As men or just
As men, yeah.
men.
And again, I don't know a better term than burden, because they're not all burdens. I guess to say the effect that our responsibilities have on us, right? I need to shoulder that, because if I don't, who else is going to?
Bingo.
Right.
When am I put that on my wife? Like,
She's
no,
got her
like
own set of
it's
problems,
yeah,
right?
she got her own shit. So it's my job to handle those. Now, to your point, what has shifted is we also need to know all that shit you carrying, that's having an effect on you, my guy.
It comes back.
In
So
some way,
you're going to
somehow.
have to deal with that. Now, the key thing is we still have to deal with it, but not let people know or not let it show that we are in some way, we're feeling vulnerable or we're feeling weak or not up to the task. So yeah, go see a therapist after you put the kids down.
It's okay.
Go get your help
After you cut the grass.
Go during your help
Yeah,
between 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But
Why-
when it's that time to be on point, to be on your man shit, you need to be on your man shit.
Why do I need to go to a therapist though when I should be able to speak to the individuals that I fuck with? I think,
Whatever mode of therapy you need
but
to
I'm
go
just,
to,
but
that's
no,
what
but I'm just saying, because I know we had an episode a long time ago, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nigga, I ain't fucking with therapy.
That's a whatever mode of therapy you need.
But I'm just,
talk,
but that's,
talk to your niggas,
but that's
you
what
gotta do
most
that.
men do, rather than speak to people that they could should be really speaking to. They rather go to someone that doesn't know nothing about them. Why is that? Because I can't judge you now.
No, I'm saying like if
No, I'm
that's
just
your
saying
mode
in
of therapy,
general.
if that's your mode of therapy, yeah, you got to do that, but do that shit on your own time.
That's the thing.
Like don't do that shit when you're supposed to be on your shit at home.
But sometimes I think when people do go to therapy, they kind of throw it in your face, like other individuals, to make it feel like maybe you should go do the same thing. But why do I need to do something that you're doing because you're not comfortable with who you are sometimes?
What you mean? What you talking about?
Just in
Like going to
general,
therapy?
yeah. Because some people be like, shit, you should try therapy.
Well, if it worked for them,
That's
think
why
we're-
they saying
But let's
you
not
should-
harp on the therapy. Like whatever your mode of therapy is, whatever you have to do to ease that burden or to open up or be vulnerable to not be so like
Shit, you want to know what
like
I do?
iron.
It's 4
I know what
steps.
you do.
You know, you break the weed down,
I said I know what you do.
twist that bitch up.
With that, we brought up burden a lot. Like, you don't want to burden somebody. So my question is, like, I know we talk about our peers and things like that, but as a man, for yourself, the burden of what? Like, the burden of not being a good father, the burden of not bringing in the appropriate income to the family, the burden of not being a husband, like go.
The burden of failure.
I was gonna say that because I spoke to a friend, and he's like, you know, some of his family members feel that way. Like, since he's probably up here, they're not there, so they don't even fuck with him. You know what I mean? Because they feel like they didn't accomplish enough to be at his standard.
You talking about as far as like
Just in general, as family, like you just said, like the last part you said about, you know, not expectations, but having to deal with putting a burden on somebody. My burden is I didn't accomplish as much as I should, like you did.
why do you feel that you needed to accomplish something?
But I'm just saying I'm just saying this is what I spoke to a friend about, and when you just said it, that's what I thought about. I'm a burden to you because I don't meet your
We ain't eye to eye
standards.
on a lot of stuff.
And I mean, that's just how you feel, but it's something in you that wants you to be better. So why am I affecting your growth?
All right, so you just brought up a new little topic jig there, right there. So is it the expectations we have on ourselves? Maybe we're blaming the wrong person. Maybe we need to look at Michael Jackson and look at the man in the mirror.
I go back to, we have these expectations, and yes, we're putting them on ourselves. But why are we doing that? Because we live in this fucking society that dictates we're supposed to do that. If we decide not to have those responsibilities or burden ourselves with whatever it is of the expectations of a man, how is everyone else going to be looking at you?
Right.
And you may be comfortable enough to say, like, I don't give a fuck literally what anybody else says or thinks about me. I'm offloading all my shit on everybody else. You could be that confident in yourself.
So, Jay Carey, do you think men and women deal with these type of burdens and expectations for themselves and society puts on them?
I think I'm not a professional, but I think that self-awareness for most is difficult.
Okay.
Because you got to step out of
Just
that
like
box,
you said,
right? You
look
got to
at the
step
man
out of
in
your
the
own
mirror.
box.
Like, and I have to find it. There was some study about how many people on this earth have trouble looking at themselves in the mirror.
Yes.
Like literally looking at themselves. Like some people can't do that shit.
Hell yeah.
So it's like that
they
self-awareness. No, it's just that that self-awareness of I don't think that I am where I need to be or whatever. People put all type of stuff on themselves, right? And it starts to eat at you.
So Dre, you was kind of getting at this with, everybody's expectations on us and our expectations for ourselves. What do you think it comes from? Like, is there a trauma? Trauma meaning there was maybe a bad breakup because you felt like you weren't good enough. Or was I just flat out raised by an abusive parent? You need to do this. You're not skinny enough. You're not rich enough. You don't have the appropriate job or whatever it may be.
I already know where he gonna go right back to society.
I answered that question.
but it's the truth.
answered that question.
But it is.
You said like where it came from,
Yeah,
right?
like
I answered that.
in most cases, I genuinely feel like you say it's society, and like what you said is just around. I personally feel like someone could be good. As a man, you could be good because I'm a man. I did all these types of things. I got a great job. I can provide. I can do all these things. And boom, something might happen. Then your shit might drop.
Something triggers.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean your shit might drop? Like, they just
like
lose
for
their source
example,
of income or something?
a breakup. You could be like, she might or he might make you feel a certain way that you
weren't
feel
good
so
enough.
less than. And then
got you.
all of a sudden you become something else. So you walk around with your head down because I'm not good enough.
But a lot of relationships go like to that, and I mean, I know that's probably where you're gonna go in a minute. But with money, that who's the breadwinner? If my wife's the breadwinner, I don't have no problem with that.
Right.
Like, as long as I know I've contributed in some way, I think we're good. Like, she got a master's. I don't got no goddamn master's. That tells me right there she went above and beyond, and her expectations was met.
Right.
I mean,
And her expectations was met. So that's kind of what we talked about on a past episode about, our significant others making more than us. But as far as this goes, like, how do we, as men, how do we walk around and see, like you said in your example, your friend, your family member, or whoever that was, said they couldn't look at somebody in the face because so-and-so was higher up. And then in this case, it's not even about the wife. It could be that, let's say, when we were going into money, I can't look at my CEO in the face because he makes more money than me. Or I can't sit at the same table with that one corporate friend who made $1 million in the stocks the other day, and I'm sitting here, on my McDonald's money. So now my shit is down. You know what I mean?
But you get free meals.
Finding a way through
Silver
it. Is
lining.
that what you getting at?
Silver lining.
It's hard for some. That's hard, right?
Yeah,
that's
it
that's
could
what I'm
be.
saying. Like that self-awareness is painful. But I
It
think
takes
that
effort too.
once you get through that, then obviously you're a different person.
Yeah.
Right.
But
But how do you get through that? That's the
the
point,
thing.
because it's everybody's going to have a different step on how they need to accomplish something different. And like you said, I'm at that desk or meeting and the corporate guys there, and I know he's made of money. How is what's gonna make me and him want to connect? And that's something I would try to find instead of being, fuck, that nigga makes too much bread to be, you know what I'm saying, to even be fucking with me. But in the long run, he might really be cool, and we really might be friends on the low because I opened up and I wasn't scared. But in the long run, I probably was, because why would he want to speak to me? You know what I mean? He's up here, I'm down here, and that's how a lot of people will take it. You're up here, I'm down here. Why are we even in the same category to even be around each other? And a lot of people are like that now. Like,
it's that self-image, man.
yeah.
Self-image. So now we really combine it. Like, all season we've been talking about pretty much self-awareness. Like, as a woman, be aware of, if you have power, you're going to be looked at in a certain light. If you don't have power, you're going to be looked at in a certain light. You walking around with these expectations of, I want the world, but you can't reach that high. Like, it's going back to what I said a second ago about looking in the mirror of, like, be honest with yourself. And I think Dre said this on a past episode too. Like, you can reach for the fucking stars, but at some point you got to look in the mirror and be like, yo,
I'm still on the ground.
I'm still on the ground.
Still on
And
Earth.
that's a joke. I'm still on the ground, but I'm reaching so high, I'm actually kicking myself in the ass. Because it's like, the fuck?
So
It's
when
not
do you
gonna
give up?
happen. Huh?
So when do you give up? And then back to the old episode, you settled.
Dude, don't give up. That's not what we're trying to say. It's not giving up. It's being more self-aware
Of
about
what?
things. So, like, with this episode, I think with men, I think we put ourselves in this, I don't know, in this area where the world is like, you're supposed to do that.
They expect so much of us.
Yeah. We got to get to a point when it's like, family, let's go there. Are we as men able to talk to our wives, our significant others, and stuff like that and say, there's too much expectation on me? Can I have that conversation with you?
Well, why would, in an aspect, you should want more for your significant
Yes, of
others.
course. You want more for yourself,
But when
you
you're saying
ask
when it's just too much,
too much, like, do we talk to, like, I know you said earlier that I should have my boys, I can call you and things like that. But if I got a whole happy home, like Dre was saying, Dre should be able to sit his wife down and be like, yo, before that trip, I was on my edge.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm not saying he didn't or how that works, but I'm just saying, as a man, as however you want to look at it, in that leader of the household, quote unquote, I should be able to go to you and say, hey, I've hit my wall. And it should be a conversation. And from what I'm getting is, there it isn't. A man walks around, it's like, I can't have that conversation.
You should be able to, yeah, sure.
But you don't. But you don't want to.
Sure.
But you don't want to.
This is the old school in me coming out a little bit, to where your question is like, why are these expectations so high, or why can't we talk to somebody? To J. Carey's point, yes, it has morphed to a point where yes, you can, but the expectations are high because shit, that's fucking life. Like, there are these standards and expectations because if we want to live, that's what the fuck we have to do. That's the burden we have to bear.
So
now,
hold it stay right there, Drake.
Okay.
So 1 second before you go too
Yeah.
deep. Pause. It's there are people who live in the world moneyless. Like, they travel and just do nothing. And they're happy, completely good.
Okay.
So going off of what you said, it's life.
There's people that travel.
They just
And
get in
don't
their
do
truck
shit?
and just live off the land. Just do whatever they have to do.
Most
to
of those
function.
people retire with some money.
But
Goddamn.
Not necessarily, because I know
Well, the
someone
motherfuckers that
I
are
fought-
broke doing it, like living out their shit, they still have the basic expectation, right? It's just to provide for yourself and your family. they provide for themselves somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like living off the land, cool. That you provide for yourself. The basic shit like give a roof over your head, food in your belly, clothes on your back. And if you have a family, provide that for them too.
Right.
If you can do that, then cool. Now, what levels you want to do that at? Like how big you want that shelter to be, how nice the clothes you want to you want to have, how premium the food is. You know,
hamburger helper.
if you want Costco or you want Sam's Club. But anyway, just there's those expectations because that's what's needed. Now, if motherfuckers like, oh, it's too much, it's not fair. Life ain't fucking fair. So that's what's needed. It's what needs to be fucking done. Now, what's changed though is hopefully we're to a point where if the shit's getting a little rough, like yes, it's expected me, I have to fucking do it. But shit's getting a little rough. Hopefully, if you have a partner, a friend, somebody you can talk to where you're like, look, shit's getting a little rough. I either need a break or I need some help.
That's
Help me.
That's the main part right there.
And that's the
So
man
hopefully,
part.
hopefully we get to that. Hopefully we are grown enough to get to that point. Where like, look, nigga, I am human. I need some fucking help. Help me. But
so
it takes being vulnerable. To
that goes
you
to
were
what
saying.
Jay Carey,
What they were saying,
they
yeah.
both were saying. Like a man, I'm assuming as a man, I can't call you and say, hey, I'm struggling. Hey, I'm falling off. Hey, I need help financially.
which takes self-awareness and vulnerability, which is tough for us to do.
Hard, painful.
Tough to do, and it takes work. But then we get to that point again. Life ain't fair. The shit's rough, nigga. You got some work to do. If it's tough for you to be self-aware, if it's tough for you to open up to somebody, you have to do more fucking work.
I'd rather, I mean, we all human, but like opening up is not me so much, but I'd rather deal with people that like opening up more because I feel like I know what to say, but I don't know what to say. I'm just having a good conversation with them, but me trying to do it sometimes, it just doesn't work. And I mean, that's, like you said, it's not healthy, but sometimes it's not something that I'm used to. And when you're not used to doing something, why try something new like that?
Well, none of us have been used to it, right?
But I mean,
that's just new for
but
all of us.
majority, I mean, I probably hold more in my body than you do, my nigga. That's what I'm saying. You
But I'm
get
saying
what
like same upbringing. Like we were taught not to fucking
Correct,
express that
at
open
all.
up, and it takes work to do that.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying.
And that's the point of saying like when as a human being as yourself can be like, fuck it, I need to do it. I need some help. But
So, Cutter, let me ask you this. You said you don't like to just come out and say anything like that. So if we're in a place just like this, no cameras, none of that kind of stuff, and I came up to you and was like, yo, no bullshit. You good? Like, and then you give me the,
Yeah.
It is what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
good.
and
See,
then
but
Yeah, we
I
good.
follow it up again, like,
see, but then that's really being someone that I feel then, all right, this nigga is concerned, so I should be able to really now be like, nah, nigga, I'm not. You know what I mean? Now I should feel, because if we're friends or whatever, you should be able to tell when someone's not feeling their self. So by you continuously asking me would make me want to probably give in because my nigga's concerned about me, and how many other niggas that you fuck with are gonna be concerns about you as a human being and your emotions. Like,
so where I was
Look,
going.
I got two
Go ahead.
follow-up questions to that.
Go ahead, Dre.
So one, when he's prodding you, right? I'm not gonna say it. When he's asking you the questions, when he's asking you the questions. So when you actually do fucking like decide to talk to him, is that difficult for you to do? Like if you're talking, is that still difficult for you to do?
I guess it just depends on who the individual is, you know, how I feel I could open up to that person, because I can give you a shitty answer and keep it pushing. Or we can have that long conversation that my nigga doesn't want to have, and he's going to either take the conversation or he's not, right? But that's the point. I know I can't tell this nigga, he going to think my shit's a joke. But you get what I'm saying? And then you got someone like, nah, nigga, I'm really concerned about you as a human being.
Yeah.
And a lot of that goes to, I don't want this nigga having mental issues. Now he's committing suicide or doing something on the side because didn't nobody ask him what was wrong.
So my follow-up question, and I'm not a professional, I sound like an asshole with this question, but I'm hoping people who listen to have formal training in this shit can correct me. But if he's asking all the questions, trying to like see what's going on, and you just say like, "Fuck it, I'll tell him." Remember I said like it takes work to do that. Is that really him doing the work?
Or is it me because I express myself to
What's
him?
that? Is it him doing it because he's like trying to get at you, like to get to
I mean,
to
it's.
see what's going on, or is that you doing like?
But
Fuck.
you said I had to learn. So
Yeah.
with him eager, like feeding it, like, you know, coming back, that gives me the comfortability to be like, I don't have to give him a bullshit answer.
So let me answer that question.
That was my second one.
That question that you asked, Dre, is it who's actually doing the work? I genuinely feel like
Both.
they both are. I know what you were getting at, saying the person asking the questions is doing all the work. I think the work comes from the receiver of the question. It's going to take work for me to accept these answers and open up.
Yeah.
It's
I was
gonna be-
asking. I didn't know.
I'm guessing.
I didn't say.
The work piece comes from me being vulnerable, me answering the question truthfully, me, actually asking for help. That's where the work comes from. Like, yes, my dude, I am struggling. That's work for me because maybe I don't do that, but it's gonna be work to be like, yeah, man, and start crying and like go through the whole jig and become less than a man, quote unquote. You know what I
It's
mean?
okay to cry.
It is.
It is okay to cry.
It's always okay to cry. And see, again, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, times have changed.
Yeah.
Like, and especially the way the world and shit is going, like, everybody's not okay. Like, we know this. Some people are fucked up
Yes.
in the game. Like, so it's being able to say, I'm fucked up, dude. Like, all right, bro, that takes a lot. Now, 10, 15, 20 years ago, hell nah. Like, that shit wasn't happening. Like, what? Like, not around people I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Like, no, it's just get your ass up. Dust your shit off. That's life. Life isn't fair, right?
They go back. Those are the fucking expectations of you, and life ain't fair.
That's the expectation.
Dre, I've known you for a long time, and this is probably gonna step out a little bit outside of the pod. I've heard you say that a lot, and that sometimes I feel like it can be a little harsh. Life isn't fair, but sometimes life is so unfair that it becomes a lot. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So what do you like? Is it still get your ass up and figure it out?
Yes. If I'm living fucking check to check, and I ain't got enough money to cover the rent, landlord ain't gonna front me some shit.
Right.
It's my fucking responsibility to go figure out how to get the fucking money to pay the goddamn rent. Like no one's sympathetic. Like
Okay,
people
but then
wanna
that's where
feel
we're
like,
going. We
no
want to
one-
be, but we're not. So that's where the problem is.
Yeah, and it
No one
becomes a
is.
never-ending
You know, we
circle of
want
just
to.
Yeah.
We want to be sympathetic, but then you don't. I want to be emotional, but I can't be emotional. We're trapped.
It's
Yeah.
the whole he doesn't want to hear the story shit, right? Because
Or like
I've got a
my
story
guy,
too.
like
Yeah.
like my guy, like I feel your struggle.
yeah.
I'm living check to check myself. I can't pay your fucking rent for you. I'll be a shoulder for you.
But that's where I think he was getting at. You can be that shoulder, but don't give me that nonchalant shit when you're saying that's life. Because when you say that's life, now I'm feeling like fuck. I fucked up in life.
That's dismissive. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
it's not. It's reality though.
It is.
Cause no, look. So in my example, right? I got to cover the fucking rent. Hopefully, I can go to somebody and they can rent. But my landlord, that's not his responsibility. Really, my friends, it's not their responsibility. It's mine.
Correct.
But I need to be vulnerable and say, look, nigga, I need help. Because I'm about to be on my ass in a couple weeks. Help me.
So maybe that's what it is, Dre. That maybe yes, life sucks.
Yeah.
And you're gonna hit some walls or stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can ask for help left and right, up, down, all these those, but it's still up for you to get over that wall.
And this is where it goes to the harsh shit, is where I'm glad I've been well traveled to where any bad situation I've been in, I know I've seen niggas have it 1,000 times worse than me.
There you go.
Okay, pause. I hate that. I
I know you do.
Wait, why?
But
because
that
I hate when someone says it could be worse. Someone has it worse than you. Yeah, I know someone probably is worse.
but I'm fucking struggling right now.
But hear me out. I know someone has it way worse. Way worse. There's a man living on the street right now, right outside. We know that for a fact. But that doesn't mean I'm still not fucked up. Just because someone has it worse, I'm supposed to feel better?
So the same thing as
Yes,
life
silver
is tough.
lining.
You think that that's dismissive. If someone's like,
Would I rather be worrying about how I'm gonna pay the rent, or would I rather be in the fucking hospital on my deathbed?
okay, so but a lot of stuff doesn't equate, right? But I
Then
understand
we're
what you're
gonna go
saying.
back to that's life.
No, but I understand it, and that's why I don't like it either. Because
I
it's
don't like
always, oh, I was in a car accident.
Yeah, but
I'm fucked
I was
up,
in
but they're like, you could have lost your legs.
There you go.
could have died. Like,
I'm
nigga,
still
I'm
fucked up.
Still fucked
Bro,
up.
listen, I can still
Trying
be,
to find a good in something.
It's
Yeah.
find the good. I can be grateful for my situation. Like shit, I can pay my rent, but I at least have a roof over my head for the next 2 weeks.
I'm alive.
Finding
Yeah,
that.
but I got my faculties.
Yeah,
and
but then
shit.
in the 2 weeks you gonna be on that corner.
So
And it kind of, again, with kind of like my harsh outlook, right? Like nobody cares, life ain't fair. That may help me fucking cope. Like life ain't fair, nobody fucking cares. But hey, I can see the bright side in my fucked up situation. It's still fucked up.
right. So okay, Jay. Now that we're there, going back to the whole thing about men and expectations on a man. So it's kind of hard for me to see. So yes, men, you have it fucking hard, but guess what? You could have it rough, even rougher.
Okay.
Like it could be.
Okay.
Yeah. So what? Your bills is late. Your wife is mad at you. Your baby's crying. What she say on the song? And a girl, whatever it's on. You're trying to tell me through all that pain, I need to think to myself, I'm still breathing. My wife is yelling at me, but she's still here. My baby's crying, but damn it, the baby's still crying. so I
Find
know
the
baby's
positive
okay.
No,
in every
I'm
situation.
I'm saying through all that pain, through all your problems, who's gonna take care of them?
Yeah.
See, I don't
You
like
just-
this nigga. He
You just
gonna,
have, no, you have to realize that, like,
you sit there like,
because even if you say like, "Oh fuck, man," do you just want to give up and say "fuck your responsibilities"?
No one said give
a
up.
lot of people do though, real fast.
That, which is an option.
that's how it happens.
I don't think the thing that I want to get at is about giving up. I think it's more of I guess it's kind of the same thing. I want you to be aware of that stressful, that life that is hard. But it's okay that it's hard because you have support. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you to build yourself back up.
Ultimately, and you're making it sound like I'm not saying that, which I did fucking say that. I did fucking say that. The twist of my word. No, it's we have these expectations. The expectations have to be on somebody.
Yes.
If they're not going to be on you, who are they going to be on?
That motherfucker over there.
Let
I
that
cut
nigga
shit, you
take
cut
care of
them
it.
all then.
Nah.
But I get that though. You're right. Like, someone's got to do it.
Right.
And why not it just be you? That's
So-
basically what Dre's saying.
It's got to be you.
Gotta be you.
It's
There's no
finding
one
that
giving you
balance,
that-
KP,
So
because
hold
that balance is
hold
hard,
so
brother.
I think that's kind of like maybe that could be the gist of the show today. It's just like, yes, men have it hard, but if it's gonna be hard, why not be on you? No,
Who else is going to be on?
who else is gonna be?
So that's just like saying it's hard to be a black man.
It is.
But to some black men it probably ain't.
But I couldn't imagine not being a black man.
Would you not want to be a black man?
I don't know.
How do you know? You don't know what your life would be like if you was a white man.
I can tell you. I can
So
tell you
it's
100%
like-
confidence. I don't be nothing else than what I am.
All right, bring it back. So, 'cause y'all going wild. Expectations of a man, and I want to end it here. We're gonna go around the board. I'll go first this time. This will be different. I pulled from today. The main thing I pulled was Dre saying, yes, life's fucked up. As a man, you got to deal with some shit that women don't have to deal with, kids growing up don't have to deal with. It's just something that you have to carry on you as a man. And that's something that's going to suck. But own up to that shit and go through with it. And I agree to a T. I think life is hard and you will hit walls and you will, encounter barriers that just seem so daunting that it's just like, it's time for me to give up. So with that feeling, I should be able to reach out to my loved ones, my friends, you know what I mean, and just say, yo, I'm fucked up right now.
Or professionals.
Help me out. And then someone like a Dre be like, I know you fucked up, but what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
I can kick you a couple dollars.
But you
Go ahead,
you
go
want
ahead,
someone
Cuddy.
like Dre though, because if you have someone that is basically not encouraging you to do better, you won't do better.
Yep.
You'll just you'll stay where you are. So having that friend that's like, dude, come on, man, you're tripping. But I'm comfortable because I know I should be comfortable. Like I know I should call Dre instead of calling John because I know who's going to give me the better outcome on what I want out of this situation. You know what I mean? So it's going back to being vulnerable. Like I'm being vulnerable to my friend to make sure he understands what's going on, but I know he's going to give it to me as a real man and be like, dude, if you don't do it, who's going to do it? Because I'm not going to do it for you. And obviously you called me for something, and I'm gonna give it to you how I should. Because if you give it to me like, oh shit, nigga, I'm feeling the same way too, then you're gonna be like, fuck, we both two niggas fucked up in the same situation. So, you know what I mean? Who has the expectations with our friendship? You know what I mean? But I don't know, it's hard though, man. But it's just about being vulnerable and not. Like, who wants to take those big steps on letting somebody in?
Jay Carey, make it make sense, man.
I mean, it all goes back to it's finding the balance. Like I know that I'm probably never gonna have a stress-free life. That's the way it works, right? But at the same time, I don't want to add to other stress. But self-awareness lets me know that I'm gonna inadvertently do that shit. If I hold on to too much shit, try to compartmentalize too much shit, it's gonna seep out, and everyone else around me is gonna feel that shit. So it's trying to find that balance, man. There are expectations, and the way that I see it, okay. So we talk all the bad shit, all the fire and brimstone, and life sucks. When you have your win, you feel that win, right?
Recognize the win.
You recognize
And you
that
know
there was
it's
an
possible.
expectation, and I met or exceeded that shit.
It's possible.
Okay, so at the same time, you can't lose forever. I don't, that part I don't believe. You can't lose forever. You're gonna be up eventually. So, and when you're up, you're gonna probably need to use some of that energy to bring others with you. So it's balanced. No, it's not. Bro, I'm damn near 40. You know how long it took me to learn this shit? So I get it.
Carey, I'm such an asshole. Nigga said you can't lose forever. I'm like,
I haven't seen it.
some niggas
It
can.
may be some niggas out there losing forever,
Yeah,
right?
All right,
That
Jay.
sucks.
Final words, my dude.
those are my final words.
You might lose.
You might lose
Okay.
forever
Okay.
if you don't put in the work to win. When it don't come to you, well, no, sometimes when it just comes to you. I see what you're saying. Man. Hopefully you don't just lose forever, but not.
What did Big Crit say? It's the highs and lows,
Yeah.
right?
Got to start from somewhere.
Yeah, I would say, hey, recognize going through life. Yep, what you said. You're gonna get on these highs and lows. Like you
you're
said,
on
when
the
you're on the
high-
high, recognize the high, respect the high.
There you go.
Live in the high as long as you can. But when you're on the low, man, just that's fucking life.
Back to that.
That's
respect
fucking
the
life.
low, right?
Don't nobody live on a high forever, right?
Right.
So that's the shit, man. When you win the shit, know that you win the shit, but man, you just got to keep pushing, keep working to get out of that low. Because none of us are gonna have a free ride. None of us have an easy ride. That's just part of living this beautiful thing we call life. It's to experience those highs and lows. We can't appreciate and recognize the wins without the losses.
I want to say this. So we quoted probably 100 songs in this podcast. I don't know if we're gonna get sued because I feel like some of the stuff we were
Don't get a
saying-
DCMA, man. Switch it up. Paraphrase.
Lots of quotes, but good quotes, fellas. Once again, I appreciate y'all. We watched, but we in this together.
Word.
Yeah, no, nut the fuck up.
Yeah. Get your shit
together.
off.
Don't call me back, nigga, until you fucking right, nigga, in the head, nigga.
That's the part right there, JB. Like,
I
listen,
want a 10-point fucking plan.
Hey, I don't care. Hey, are you still? Hey,
You still acting like a bitch over there, nigga?
You still crying?
Still,
See, that's the
nigga,
thing.
you did not step your game up since last week.
Hey,
Wipe your nose,
talked
man.
about
God damn.
What did we just talk
What's
about?
going on?
Like my nigga.
hey, before you even go, before you
Before you even start.
what did we work on? What did we work on? It don't sound like we worked on it.
Cut all that crying shit out.
Ain't this the same shit you were saying last? You know what?
You know what?
See?
Hey,
That's
hey,
it.
You
You
don't
know
want.
what?
You don't want to win.
That's a whole other issue.
Oh, you
When
clearly
it's-
don't want my
when
help.
It's cereal. Like,
You don't want my help.
we talked about this shit 2 weeks ago, my nigga. Like, what happened?
That's kind of what I was kind of saying there. Like, are you gonna get to the point when you are receptive to like, yes, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that shit's hard to like accept. Like, I'm fucking up. Let me figure it out. And I think that's kind of Dre's jig. Like, yo, listen, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
It's on the wall.